Hi, Don Buckley here. I'm the Director of Innovation and Technology at the School of Columbia University and also a Pearson author for interactive science. Today I want to talk to you about PLNs, often translated as personal learning network or professional learning network. Can be both used in the same and different ways. And a great tool to actually build up if you don't have one, or make bigger if you have your personal learning network or professional learning network, is Twitter. Um, you're probably familiar with Twitter at this point, the famous bird symbol. Um, and this image here is actually the one of the original drawings from Jack Dorsey. He's a founder, more from him later, of Twitter before it was even invented. Pretty amazing, huh? This is Jack Dorsey, a true innovator who is one of the founders and inventors of Twitter. He's now moved on. He still works at Twitter, but has invented something called the Square, which is going to change the way we actually deal with money. So Twitter really initially started out as asking you this question, which was, what are you doing? They subsequently changed that to what's happening, which makes it more of like a news wire type service. And what's happening, usually you respond in 140 characters. I'm showing you a screenshot here of my Twitter account. You can see some tweets captured from October 5th here. And like I said, Twitter lets you say what's happening in 140 characters. Seems like a little, but actually can be a lot. There's a few things that happen in Twitter. You can follow people. Okay, so here are some people here on the screen that I follow. And people will also follow you. And so these are people that follow me. Sometimes you follow people, they follow you. It could be one way or two way. But really, the more people you follow, the more information you may get. But you also need to manage that information, or what I often like to call filter failure. You know, you have to manage a lot of information, but you also need to be able to filter that out. So to make better use of Twitter, let's look at the language of Twitter. First one is the @ sign. And if we look at this screenshot here from mine, the @ sign essentially means you're directing the comments you're making or the resource you're sharing at someone. Sometimes if someone shares something with you, you might put the via before it as to sort of promote them. So via @ would mean you got that information from them and you're telling the rest of Twitter that's where you got that information. A retweet really is a compliment in Twitter. What retweeting means, and you can, if you look here at the screenshot, you may see some retweets. What a retweet does is you're sort of re-endorsing what someone says on Twitter. So you think, this is a really good resource. I'm going to retweet that so it gets more recognition. The hashtag on Twitter is a way of organizing information. If you look at this screenshot here, you'll see some hashtags, the hashtag GeoPax. Okay, and what that allows you to do is if you search hashtags, it actually is one way of finding all tweets associated with that. You see one here at the end that says @FastCodeDesign. So you could, if you do a search for that, you'll actually get all the tweets from FastCodeDesign. DM, which stands for direct message in Twitter, what that allows you to do, it actually allows you to send direct messages to someone. So you don't need to be totally public. You can actually send them a quick message. The other thing about Twitter, which helps with the language of Twitter if you're going to use it, is the art of tiny URLs, I call it. And if you look here in these tweets, if you're retweeting a resource or a URL, it actually automatically gets shortened for you. That means you don't use up all those characters because URLs can sometimes be even longer than 140 characters. So take note of that. And the other thing that Twitter does is it helps you discover other people that they think you may be interested. In the Discover tab, it actually curates tweets for you, and you may decide you want to follow them. Who should you follow in Twitter? Well, you could start by following me if you wanted, but I always say look at the people you work with. Who are they? Should you follow them? What sort of information? Who do they follow? And soon you'll build up your own professional learning network or personal learning network. That is a great, great way to sort of read new resources. Thank you, and that's all I'm going to talk to you about today. Pointing out to you where I've used all these, where the images that I've used in this presentation, where I got them, etc.